First thing I did was I disconnected the positive side of the battery, which was a pain in the ass because all you really need to do, I mean, you have all these extra wires, so I disconnected these two prongs, this one and this one. You don't have to though, but all you have to really unscrew is this bolt, and it will loosen up that piece, and you can eventually wiggle this off. I did both just to play it safe. I know you don't have to, but I just did both just for the sake of the argument. But you can just tuck all this shit back and kind of out of the way. Be careful, because if you click on this, you might get a spark. Next, I'm gonna start getting some of the shit out of the way here. So I'm gonna try to get this out of the way. Start pulling some hoses here, and probably gonna take off the cover just so I can get some more wrist room to get to the alternator down there. Motor cover, that's just suction cup kind of, you just probably pop it off. These little pieces will come off. There's 4 of them, so just do them one at a time, that way you don't break anything. So on the air filter box, we have a couple screws. I think I'm missing one, but there should be 2, I believe, and they are supposed to stay in, but it will come out to there. Let's pull your air filter. Okay, when you're pulling off the bottom piece of your air filter holder here, there's this little bracket in the back, right there. Just be careful not to break it. Okay, so just pulled out the bottom half of where the air filter was being held. You have this cable here, and it was mounted and taped kind of to this. So I don't recommend pulling it out, because if you look there, that if you pull that out, it will destroy that piece that kind of keeps it in place. So I don't recommend it. So try to wiggle it out of the wire. That way you can kind of keep everything intact there. Okay. Okay, so a lot's happened since the last time. Down in this deep dark hole, right there, that bolt is what you use to remove your serpentine belt. So you have to take off the belt so you can get to the alternator. So it's, I'll include a picture here in just a moment. But that is what you turn towards the window, so it's counterclockwise towards your windshield, and it will loosen the belt. It's really tight in here, so I had to use, I couldn't use a socket. Then once you get that off, you're going to start taking apart or taking off your alternator. So you're going to do that bolt, that one right there if you missed it from there, that bolt. There's going to be one on the side with a little cover over it. I already pulled off the cover, you can see it kind of sitting behind it there. You're going to take off that bolt, and then there's one that I don't think you can see, but once I pull it off, I'll show you that one. Okay, I was able to get the alternator, which was a huge pain in the ass. They had to ship this part from like the moon or something, but I finally got it in. I'm going to put it back in place here. I'm going to start by mounting in the top screw right there, or yeah, top screw right there, and then I'm probably just going to put in place the clasp, the wires for these, and then put on the bolt, and then I'll start working on these 2. Odds are I'm probably going to do this guy last and this guy before, just so I can, because this one I feel like is going to be the harder one to get in, but we'll kind of play that by ear. I'll let you know. Alright, alternator's in. Just a little correction to what I did. I actually did the bottom left bolt there first, and then I came up and did this one. Just so you know, you have to put in all 3 bolts before you put it in, otherwise you're going to struggle with the pipe down there again to fit everything in. But started with the bottom left, went to the top, and then I did the bottom right. Bottom right was actually the hardest this time, but I had to use, you know, just a huge white to get everything tightened. I'm going to work on the serpentine belt next. Also, I put in the 2 cables that were on the side here. In hindsight, I might have done at least one of those, the back one, first, just because it was a little challenging, because I didn't really look at it, so I just kind of was forcing it in, but it's a little hard to push in. You have to push it till it clicks. Same with this, you just, same with this, you just tighten this down, and then you push that little black piece over, and it should click into place, and then you can start working on the serpentine belt. I'll let you know how this goes after I'm done working on it. Alright, so I have the serpentine belt on. Bit of a struggle. I recommend I use just a regular wrench. I use the 5/8 on the belt. I got up into the piece that way, and then what I did was when I cranked it over, because I'm by myself, I stuck a screwdriver in that end. You can kind of see where I was scratching it up there. It's not like it's just scratching oil, but or dirt. But I stuck a screwdriver in, I held it in place right there, and then I kept this one off, and then I just cranked it over, and I kind of used it as a wedge to wedge over to get a little bit more distance. And then I was able to slide the belt on right here, and you know, promptly celebrated afterwards because it was a pain in the ass to do by yourself. Also, just a heads up, I lost my wrench in this little compartment like 3 or 4 times. Once so bad that I had to take off the oil covers underneath, so put a glove in. Alright, next I'm going to start putting back everything with the air filter. I have my battery charging just because I had to take it in to get tested anyways. Yeah, so once I get the air filter all put back together, we'll go from there. Alright, so air filter's back in. We had 1 screw here, and there should be a screw here if you have all the parts, but like I said in the beginning of the video, mine's missing. You have a screw back there, you got a screw here to tighten this on. Sorry, screw here to tighten this on. And then underneath, when you're pushing in the bottom piece, there is 2 little prongs that you can kind of push it into place, and you should feel it kind of pop back into place. And then you want to put this hose back in to the clasp right here, and then push it shut. And then your air filter should be back in. Okay, so battery's connected. I'm gonna put this back on. Some cover plate. I haven't put the wheel on yet because, with my luck, I'll have to be pulling it off in 30 seconds. But in God willing, the creek don't rise, this is gonna start. So here we go. Okay, lights are on. Moment of truth here. Holy shit. Caution lights. Nothing's on fire. Well, I hope this helps you a little bit. I never make these videos, but this is the void for it, and hopefully this helps some of you guys out. Forgive my lack of technicality in the parts, but God bless and good luck.